What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Natty Boys Podcast. I am your host, Wayne Gaines, and I'm with my co-hosts, 2021 World's Champ, Dirk Emmerich, and Giraffe Bruh, Brian Wynn. What's up, y'all? It's been a minute since we did the episode. I feel like every intro I started like that. It's been a while.
It's been like 2 months.
But we're here, man. We're here. And we're gonna catch up and fill you guys in on what we want to talk about today, which is our training on the off season, because Dirk and I are kind of transitioning into a contest prep phase, or just like a pre-prep phase, and then into a contest prep phase soon. So we're gonna talk about the progress we made, what we thought kind of made a big impact on our progress during this off season. And Brian's kind of still going through this long off season, so he's going to talk about just the progress he's made so far, and everything around that. Where do we start? Who wants to start? What's up, guys? How you guys been?
Maybe first of all, like talking like how things going, how like any updates, stuff like that.
What's going on with you, Dirk? Let's start with you, since you just had your Skype chat with Berto.
I just had that. I received the new programming today as well, which is so exciting. It's always like, hey, like a little Christmas present. Like, damn, new programming. So that's always cool. And like first of all, like I'm currently in my pre-prep cut on week 3 right now. So the plan is to finish that up until February. So the whole January still on the cut. Started to introduce refeeds as well since yesterday or 2 days ago. So goal here is to get basically down to like 68 to 69, anywhere between that, and then going for another gaining phase actually until next year July, and then starting that
68 69. That's kilos, right? What is that?
149 pounds.
150 152.
I think 150. I think so. It's like,
how many kilos did you say?
Like 152, I think. 69, you said?
69?
68, 69. That's like,
That's 152.
150, around about like
152.
Yeah.
Okay. For the Americans, sorry, because we're the only ones that
so
tracking kilos.
And then going to another conservative gaining phase where I don't gain more than half a kilo a month, like not more than 1 pound a month for like, it will still be a nice gaining phase, like another 6 months, I think. So I still have to February, March, April, May, June, 5 more months of gaining. Definitely squeezing most out of it. And I feel like, hey, like half a kilo is a great rate of gain still. And then starting prep at around max 72 kg. That's where I'm at right now, actually. So this will be the plan moving forward.
158.
Yeah.
158.7 around there in pounds. Yeah.
Yes. So this will be the plan moving forward. Excited for this year. I'm always still like, hey, next year. It's already this year, man.
Yeah, bro. It's fucking crazy, man. I was thinking about that today, or like the past couple of days, just like, damn, this off season flew, bro.
2022.
I don't know if you guys felt it, especially now, because I maybe more Dirk, because now we're kind of transitioning. But damn, dude, I can't believe
it's been fast for me too, and I'm not even anytime soon.
Yeah, man. And man, ready too early 2.0 coming up. Get ready, bro.
And he's not even that far,
the internet
far
again.
away from stage weight. Hey, Dirk, how many kilos up are you from stage weight, just for context?
Like why now? Let me think. Like what about 6 kg?
6,
like
5, 6 kg, which is like what, 10, 12 pounds?
That's 13 pounds.
10 to 13
pounds.
Yeah. So for reference, you were 145 at Worlds, and you're around 155 pounds, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So that's actually sick. You're 10 pounds away from your world stage weight. Ready too early. Talk about ready too early.
Ready in come February.
Which for most people would be really uncomfortable to maintain, but like we've talked about in the past, Dirk's genetically just predisposed to being a lot leaner. It's much easier for him to stay in that conditioning. Not a general recommendation for anyone out there.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. I always would say like the body fat where you feel comfortable in, feel good in, and then you automatically make the best amount of progress. So body fat, it never that matters that much. Like when people say, oh, you need to be at 15 to make optimal progress or whatever. I always say the body fat where you feel the best at, you will make the best amount of progress, like from muscle tissue gaining wise. So
yeah, I agree with that. And for me, that range is personally like started to shift a little bit upward, which I'm feeling pretty good about.
So that's
for me,
cool.
that was that was like the 170s, 175. Back in the day, like my last off season, maybe like 2018, 2017.
Yeah.
Now I'm entering into the 180 soon. So I'm 179 pounds, pretty much.
Also more muscle mass. Yeah.
Yeah. So 179 to I've had a high of like 181 pounds. So I'm like in that range that I was in right before my mini cut back in the beginning of July. So in July, I was 181. And then I started my mini cut. 6 weeks, went down to 170 pounds. So about an 11-pound loss there. And then from like mid-August to now, it's climbed back up there. So that's been what? 5 months, almost 5 months. Yeah, almost 5 months. I'm back there. My appetite's still intact, surprisingly.
Yeah.
And we're still going up. So my plan is to just push until 190 late this year. So whenever you guys are like at your most peeled, I'm gonna be at my fluffiest. I'll be like 190 starting the mini cut, maybe before Worlds.
Dude, what do you say? Don't look obese next to us.
Yeah, I want to say we gotta get a sick training session in, but who knows?
It's gonna be funny as fuck because you guys are gonna be peeled out of your minds.
Hard.
But I remember like being peeled is hard to get a good training in.
Yeah, I know.
Even when I was last year. Yeah.
Even when I was at Brian's house, we weren't even really. I was just fucking.
We were just getting pumps. We were just getting pumps and talking. I mean, that was the main goal of the last week of training anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, bro, I just got off work. I was exhausted. I mean, I was glad it was just a pump session.
Yeah.
Obviously, yeah. And then after the shows, all we care about like is like getting some good food in.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Yeah, man. I can't wait for it. It's gonna be fun, man. As we transition. And for me, fuck, if you guys don't follow my Instagram, I just partially tore my hamstring. So that kind of gave me a slight setback with the lower body stuff, but we started the pre-prep beginning of December last month. So only a month and I dropped like 10 pounds. So I'm within the ranges though, from what we kind of planned. So I think by the end of this, or by the beginning of this month, he wanted me to be around 172 to 174. So I'm right there. It was 173 when we ended the month. So
how much is that above your old stage weight, Wayne? How much is that above your
old stage weight? Is 150 at Worlds. I'm actually 140. I barely made freaking the bantamweight. I was like what was it cut off? Like 190, 149. I said 190, 149.5, I think it was, or something like that. Yeah. Was it cut off? I barely made it. I shit. I remember I stepped on the scale and I was over. And then I think I took a piss, and then Francisco had me step on the scale, and I was like right under. He's like, "Oh, you're good." Like I was like, I was probably plus or minus maybe like a couple half pounds. You know what I mean? And yeah. Or half.
Yeah, worst case scenario, you could have just spit.
Yeah. But I think he just kind of I barely got in there. So I say 150. That's like a good number.
Yeah.
For stage weight. So but this season Berto wants me to get to like under 150. So we'll see how that kind of plays out.
It's gonna be much.
The pre-prep plan is, we have monthly goals. But by pretty much by March I gotta be 159 to 162 in that range. And that's where we take that maintenance phase for like a couple months. So from March, April, May, about a month and a half. We do like a little hold phase. We're just eating at maintenance pretty much. And then we start prep in May. And then first show is it's tentative, but the first show is gonna be September. Pro Universe. That's
Pro Universe.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask you, Dirk. I saw what his plan for you, but I saw these names. I'm like, what the hell are these? The names? Is that the names of the shows? I'm assuming they had like weird,
like more so, like the dates of the shows.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
so I actually plan to do 3 shows. I think so.
Yeah, I think so. Me too. I think that's a
I like
sweet
it
spot.
to keep it a little bit lower because I can focus more than on each show, kind of,
Yeah.
instead of like 5-6 shows. So
Is that what Berto recommended to you? He recommended. I was gonna do more, but Berto kind of recommended. He was like 3 is like a good sweet spot for the amount of
exactly,
shows.
yeah. It's like just like, hey, like more focus on each show, and then you also take the most out of it. So
Yeah, for sure. And then
So-
I might dabble in some men's physique stuff.
what's your plan? Which shows do you want to do, Wayne?
What
are your shows
so I mean,
you want to do?
it's tentative, but definitely. Well, I actually, my first show will probably be Pro Universe. That's what I'm thinking. It just makes sense, and then we've been planning for it, and it's in the beginning.
That's the Natural Mania, right?
Yeah, Natural Mania. Yeah, the Pro Universe. Sorry, yeah,
amateur.
Natural Mania for the amateurs, Pro Universe for the pros. And that's in New York, so it's right in my backyard. And then maybe Mr. America in the next month, depending, because Berto kind of is pushing me to, get that pro card. So
You will. I'm back.
Monster Mash too, right?
if I don't get it at the Pro Universe, then I'll try, maybe Monster Mash and then Dwayne Broadway's show. It just really depends, man, because I do want to get why are you laughing? I do want to get I do want to get good pictures, man. Like I want to go do good quality shows, and like if no offense, but it's like, I don't want to pay. If I'm gonna pay money, I want to get a good show where I can get good pictures. There's good lighting. It's run really well.
Yes, made some nice videos.
Yeah, exactly. So it's up in the air, but I think Pro Universe, just from my experience of watching it the past 2 years, has been run well. Nancy did a good job there.
They had a good turnout last year.
Yeah, last year. Yeah, when Roberto was there. The year before was kind of like after COVID, so it was like kind of small. But it was still run well. From what I saw, I don't know backstage how it was, but the location's really nice. It's like a actual theater. It's like in a big mall. A lot of parking. That I'm probably gonna more than likely. I think 90% all goes well, God willing. I'm gonna do that one to start the season, and then after that, there's Dwayne Broadway. There's Mr. America. That's in New Jersey. I definitely want to do a New Jersey show just because I want my family and friends that are out here to see to come, support.
I think it's, if you can too, like a show in your backyard. It's so fun.
Exactly.
You want to
that's
see
one thing.
Yeah, if you want to experience like how like relaxed and just how smooth of an experience it is to have a show in your backyard, it's so nice.
For sure. Man. Yeah, I just hope Dwayne Broadway's show is
better lit.
Yeah. I didn't I didn't like the way, like, I don't know, it's just like the makeshift stages, and I don't know, it's just like a small bar. I don't know the behind the scenes stuff, like money wise and how much it takes to reserve this and that, but not a big fan, to be quite honest. And so I don't know, maybe I'll do an NPC show, but I saw that Mr. America is really nice, and I know Nick's Liccamelli, the PT from 3DMJ, is pretty involved in there. I think he might judge it, so it's cool. I might do that. Because that's right in my backyard. It's like down the shore, about hour and a half, 2 hours from me. So and then Worlds is the number one thing.
Final boss.
So I meet Dirk at Worlds. So hopefully if I could get my pro card, we could just fucking share the stage again. That would be sick. That's ideal to me. That would be
Fucking ultimatum, man.
But yeah, that's the tentative plan. God willing, everything goes according to the plan. But
if you have some money to splurge, you could fly over here again.
Yeah. Oh shit! Battle of the Bay. Yeah. I mentioned that to Berto. But the thing is, he's not gonna be there. He's only gonna be at the Mayhem, which is in July, and I mentioned that too.
And Worlds, right? I hope he comes.
And Worlds, yeah. That in Worlds. Fuck. I was trying to see if I could do the Mayhem in July, but it seems a little bit too early. So
it's way too early.
Yeah.
If you want to actually be ready.
Yeah. So that's the goal right now. And I mean, aside from the hamstring, the little setback, man, training's been good. You just gotta see.
Speaking of the hamstring, how is what's training look like for you?
Oh,
like what exercise
body wise? So pretty much, thankfully, it's just a partial tear. So I can bend the knee. I can kind of squat, but just not super deep without pain. Without pain. So hinging movements obviously is not in the picture. So and just getting into that lengthened like hamstring position is just super painful. So certain movements I have to swap out. Like if I can't get into the leg press at all without pain, so I swap that out for a hack squat. I can't really squat deep on the hack squat, but at least I can, kind of just work with the range
Because
that
you have
I
less
have.
hip flexion there, right?
Yeah. Just I can get hamstrings touching like calves like that deep, but without weight. When I add weight, it's just like too painful. So I'm just not even gonna mess with it until it heals.
Yeah, I noticed from your Instagram, it seemed like a lot of the substitute movements that you're doing, they're all more like short and biased, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, just because
like I think you said you had like lying leg curls, right?
Yeah, so that's a little bit tricky too. So all right, so I swap out the leg press for a hack squat, and then I instead of RDLs I do glute bridges. I have the Nautilus machine at my gym, so I use that. It's pretty good. I never really use those machines for glute bridges. I usually use the barbell, so it's convenient. It's good.
Yeah, if you have the machine, I always recommend the machine.
Yeah, and then I swap that out. What was that?
Setting up the bars is a pain in the ass.
Yeah, exactly, for sure. Yeah, especially in a packed gym, dude. Speaking of, I'll talk about that packed gym shit later. But so I swapped out RDLs and 45-degree back extensions for the glute bridge, and then seated leg curls I swapped out for lying leg curls, like you see. But it's just a little bit weird because you still get into like that lengthened hamstring position. So I have to kind of like play with it. And when it hurts too much, I kind of bias my right leg. So a lot of the force is coming from my right hamstring. Maybe I'd say like 80-20 right now, or 70-30. And then slowly kind of just work that in.
Yeah, I remember when I tore my hamstring back in 2017.
You did the same thing. You tore your hamstring?
Yeah, I had like a grade 1 tear.
Oh, okay.
So no bruising or anything, but I couldn't hinge for like a good month.
Mm-hmm.
I remember it would act up even on like leg extensions. I had to like lay back a little bit more on the leg extension to make sure I wasn't too much hip flexion, shit like that, right?
Yeah, that's another thing. For leg extensions, I'm doing partials because it just
at the end range, your knee extension. Yeah.
So just like it's insanely painful. So I mean, just doing partials for now until I can increase that range of motion over time. And just doing what I can, really. Like it's tough. It's like kind of feeling it out, and then like mentally it's a little bit tough because I want to push it, and when it does feel good I want to push it, but it's like there's just a fine line with like how much I should push it, and then because like it'll feel just like when I tore my hamstring, it was everything was feeling normal. It was feeling good. Nothing felt like off, it wasn't feeling tight. There was no signs.
That's really how it usually is with,
and then just bam, you know what I mean? So yeah, I'm really trying to be cautious with just easing everything in back in, and the load and just the intensity, because I could feel good, but it just made, I don't want to re-injure or re-aggravate.
Yeah. I mean, I told you this right when you told us that you tore your hamstring. Like, yeah, exactly. It's like, it's gonna be what, a month of just setbacks.
Exactly. But you had like, and it's also
healthy gaining, healthy training for a whole
task, kind of. Exactly.
One little blemish.
Yeah. And I got the squad behind me, so it's fucking sick. Like obviously I have Nick. He's freaking my neighbor, so everything's good. Local. Like his PT clinic, he just opened up his own PT clinic, and it's like 15 minutes away. So yeah.
That's great. And it's also proof for the watchers kind of to see like, hey, like you can always work around the injury. It doesn't mean like all or nothing, kind of like, hey, oh fuck, I'm injured, I stopped training altogether now for a month. It means like there's always movements, like you doing like short and bias stuff to still get the muscle working, and this way you basically don't lose any tissue, right? And then we cover, I would even argue, even faster to keep moving, to keep the muscles intact, what doesn't hurt, and then boom, after easing in again.
Bane gains, go flex for him. Sorry, he's
but I tell you what, man, I had the same thing on my hamstring. I think like 6 months ago, where I got this. I think I was towing it a slight bit, and this was for me the warning signal to keep like RDLs, especially like very like not conservative, but really like picking the loads wisely. I'm choosing basically what my muscle can actually move. because we can always move more, especially on RDLs. Like I could move like, hey, like 200 kg. I could do that with shitty execution, but get less stimulus, and my injury risk is 100 times higher. So
that's actually one of the bigger changes I've made to my RDLs recently. So for anyone who doesn't know, RDLs have been one of the big staples of training for me the past year. I never actually pushed any hip hinges before this past off season that I'm in right now. So I think I started my RDLs last year in December, or no, 2 years ago now, December 2021. I started with like 205 pounds, 225 pounds.
Yeah.
Oh. And then now I got up to like a 405 RDL for like a single, but I was noticing that the heavier I went, the more knee bend I would have.
Yeah, same.
And then I would take a lot of the stimulus off my hamstrings. So I've had to pull back the load like multiple times now just to chase the stimulus and not chase the load, right? Let the loads just come to you over time.
Yes, and that's a skill I feel like with every movement, what is like so much worth progressing also, especially as a bodybuilder, to know which load gives us actually better stimulus compared to like just moving the load from A to B.
Yeah. And right now I'm doing I'm doing like a hamstring biased RDL. So before there was a slight bend in my knees. I was keeping the bar close to my shins, so I'd shift a bit further back into my hips on the descent. And it was a more hybrid hamstring glute dominant movement. You know, it was more in general. It was just like overall posterior chain development movement. Now it's much more hamstring bias. It's just like my knees, there's no give at all.
You're doing like a stiff leg deadlift, huh?
I mean, like the name's interchangeable these days. I could call it a fucking hamstring biased RDL. I can call it a stiff leg deadlift. There's just so many different ways to do it. I just prefer rather to focus on how I execute it, you know? So for for hamstring bias RDLs, that knee angle is just not changing, like keeping that shit as straight as possible. And it's a completely different movement, man.
Yeah, it is way harder as well.
All hamstrings from the bottom. My knees are shaking everywhere.
Yeah.
How much load did you have to drop when you switched it from like a glute kind of bias to a just like stiff leg, almost like, straight leg?
I'd say 35 pounds. And I had to drop back and load like crazy, or drop back
easily, like 20% easily, I would say.
Yeah, I was about to say, how did you figure that? You just kind of like felt it out in the warm-ups and then just like, all right, this is a good weight to start at, type of thing?
I was deloading last block and then I was playing around with 275.
Oh, okay.
With that same technique. And then 275, I was like, this is doable, but I definitely can't do too much. So I just took a more conservative jump. Started back at 315 to start the block, and then I've just been adding reps every session. I added 10 pounds last session, and that turned out to be too much.
Yeah,
I had the same.
There's a fine line between training hard and then just training hard mindlessly and not actually fucking standardizing your technique.
Yes. And then once you have that load, you can start there progressing, because like technically speaking, it's impossible to make huge jumps with a standardized technique. So once we have that load where we feel like, okay, that's the best load for the best stimulus, we stick there and then slowly working our way up. And that's like my goal with every single exercise, to just have like this, let's say, best load possible, and this way working up slowly. So
so it's like when you let your ego take over and then you want to hit a load just because it's convenient to load, or you like the number. You just hit that
chasing numbers.
You hit that wall earlier and then you have to end up pulling back, and then it's like you're in this fucking cycle. It's very annoying. So it's like, just start more conservative, build your way back up in a more linear fashion.
And with every movement, even dumbbell presses and stuff. Like with dumbbell press, you can do like a stretch reflex bounce, stuff like this, which would make me, I could move like easily 10% more if I do like a bounce.
That I think is like, the more advanced you get to, it's like you have to really start thinking about like, is going heavy even worth it? Because it's like you have to consider recovery. Like maybe that extra load or extra couple reps that you're gonna bang out, it might be like it might negatively impact you for your next training. That's why I'm a fan of pausing my RDLs too. I get a little bit more stimulus out of less reps.
less. I have to do less sets in the week. It's nice.
For sure. And just showing love to that lengthened position. I think a lot of people kind of like and this is what Berta was telling me about like the partials and then just training lengthened positions that like it doesn't get enough love from most people. Right? They hold a lot in like shortened positions. It's often you see where people hold those shortened positions, they get
especially
a lot of love,
back movements.
It's easier to hold.
Yeah, exactly.
I see that always with back movements, especially like people use momentum and do it always shortened biased. And what I'm doing now on all my back movements to have like a 1-2 second hold in the stretch position to really move with the muscle and not using like momentum basically.
For sure. And I think that
makes I've been incorporating that into my
presses.
In my presses too, like with like say like a dumbbell press. Obviously it's not going to be the same concept with a converging machine press, but on a dumbbell press you're training mainly the lengthened position. So why not spend a little bit more time in the lengthened position if that's where you're getting most of the stimulus? So
exactly.
Also, it's because my home gym, it only has up to 80 pounds right now. So I got up to like 85 pounds on my dumbbell pressing, my flat dumbbell pressing. And that was without pausing at the bottom. I was resting at the top because, you know, on paper, you want to keep chasing load. There's this tendency I want to keep increasing. I want to get more reps. I want to get more weight, you know? But I was out of weight. Yeah. Like I was literally out of
buy new dumbbells.
Yes. I was like at 80 pounds, 85 pounds. And I was like, okay, I have to get more stimulus somehow without spending hundreds of dollars. So I just dropped it back down. I dropped it back down to like 65, 75 pounds or that's 65, good. 70 pounds. And then started pausing in the bottom position. I stopped resting at the top because let's be honest, in a dumbbell press, you're not getting much at the top. I'd rather put all that stimulus in my chest, save that little bit of juice in my triceps, put that into my push downs.
Yeah, for sure.
That's how I personally like to do things these days.
Yeah, and if you think about it, a lot of people just kind of skip over that lengthened position, which is like very important for just
because it's very easy to just bounce out of.
Like I said, especially back movements, dude. Especially back movements, like
everything, even pressing. Like you see people just like kind of half repping almost and just trying to keep the tension almost, but just not showing enough love to those lengthened.
Also squat patterns, like using a stretch reflex and stuff, like on every movement.
It's definitely
when you're load, but people forgetting like the main driver for muscle growth is not like moving as much load as possible. It's like creating the best mechanical tension possible, and this is also biasing like the lengthened position. And the load doesn't matter at all. I see the load as a tool. Like I just as a tool to get the best tension possible.
Exactly.
From there. And that's how I built the most muscle. Like even if I could move like 10-15% more load, I know I would get less out of it because we're not powerlifters, right?
No, that's I was actually just about to say that exact same thing because another staple I've had this entire offseason was the heel elevated safety squats.
Oh yeah, those look
because with that I have heel elevation. There's not much stability other than that, you know, because I don't have a hack squat in my garage. I have to create my own stability. So it's being able to hold myself back from that bottom position. Like when I'm coming up, it's very easy to just let the hips shoot back. But once you let the hips shoot back, all the stimulus on your quads, obviously it's not all gone, but
it's less.
So I have to really pick a load that lets me maintain that technique consistently while also being able to train it hard, because I could easily sandbag this movement. I could do like 2 plates on it right now and I'd be able to maintain perfect technique, you know, be able to progress that forever. But it wouldn't be challenging. You want a weight that could get you want a weight that could get you close to failure. That you can maintain standard with regarding technique.
Their execution comes into play, like with many more movements. Even with RDLs, I can feel like I could also move more load and stuff, but move more with my erectors and back instead of my hamstrings, or quad extensions. Like I could use my hip flexors a lot instead of my quads, or even leg curls, like stuff like this. Like sometimes it's also like this muscle mind connection comes into play to move with the given muscle, or it's not a muscle mind connection, just like a standardized execution basically. And this way we automatically have like this muscle mind connection, quote unquote. Same with curls. Like I could swing it up, or you keep it like standardized without moving like more with your scapula or shoulder joint, that still that's where you get the most in the biceps. So standardizing that kind of execution kind of is also a big one.
Sure. And that's where like checking the ego is like a huge part with just if you're a bodybuilder, man, because just for the reasons you guys explained, it's like how, you know, you have to think of like how can you get the most out of the movement almost, instead of just like how much load could I move on
exactly.
Yes, quality over quantity.
Load, and like Dirk said earlier, load should just be a tool to achieve more stimulus.
Exactly.
You know? It's the end goal isn't to lift as much weight as possible from point A to point B. This isn't powerlifting.
Yes,
and that's what I see with some people.
Definitely different in that regard.
Like if I've milked a weight like as much as I could already in like within practical confines, like on a dumbbell press, if I've already started doing pauses in the length position, I've already stopped pausing at the very top. If I can do like a full set of, let's say the rep range is 8 to 12, right? If I can do a full set of 12 reps, I'm going to move up in load and then build back up from the bottom. But that's just exactly. I've already mastered that weight. It's my weight now.
Yeah, man.
Meaning like having full control of the weight and not just like surviving it somehow.
Exactly.
That's the internal feeling as well. Like sometimes on clips, people say, "Oh, it looks very controlled," but you know, internally, I don't have 100% of that control. And I think that's also a good skill to like really know. Okay, I mastered that weight, so I can now, or even that rep range, and then I can move up.
Because it's funny though. Because it? What are you saying? Wait, go.
No, I was just gonna say, because we're in a sport of like aesthetics, you know, just trying to get, you know, build a physique. So it's like, who cares how much weight you're moving, really?
Yeah, but I think people still think like move as much weight and you get the most aesthetics out of it. That's still like
I think that's
which inherently it isn't a bad way to think about it. If you already have everything locked in, you know, like your technique standardized perfectly, you have great control. Numbers are increasing, you're getting more reps every session, go for it, get as strong as you fucking want, but do it within confines.
The fucked up thing is though is that people can get some people can get away with shit technique, man. And we see it all the time. We see it all the time. You get away with shit technique and build a good solid, what most people would say a solid physique, just, you know, with that type of technique.
But it's unfortunate though, because like the genetic outliers who do find a lot of success in that, they attribute it to I wouldn't say the wrong thing, but they attribute it to something that might not actually be contributing to it.
To that, Same with nutrition, like genetic outliers. Oh, I got big from BCAAs. I got big from eating every 3 hours.
But in actuality, you just slept every night. You just ate in a surplus the whole time. You trained hard.
And sometimes it just comes down to genetics too, man. Like, you can just some people could just build muscles easily. Like the Nigerians, bro. The Nigerians. I swear to God, bro. I grew up around a lot of Nigerians, bro. These guys just jacked for no reason. Jamaicans, Nigerians. I don't know what. Like I tell this story all the time. I grew up, like I had one of my best friends in high school. You know, both of them were black. One of them was Jamaican, and I forget where the other one's from, but I remember the first time we were like 15 years old. We get into the gym, right? A retro fitness. And I remember he just started. I'm skinny as hell. Like but I'm probably like stronger than both of them. And I remember the first time he went to the gym, this guy takes off his shirt. He's just fucking jacked. Six pack, rip, never worked out ever. Weak as shit, but just jacked. And you know what I mean? And it's just like shit. If this guy trained properly, and trained for a long time, it would be insane. But
you know how many world champions would never
do anything and have huge arms, right? Having huge arms from I don't know what, right?
Not to say that we have shit genetics, but some people could just pack on muscle easily. Like,
I'm just saying, I'm just speaking in general, you know. I'm not even using it as an excuse or anything. My genetics are pretty surprising.
Is what it is. Exactly. Yeah.
They could be worse.
But I know.
And it's always like genetics come in like different layers. Like we have like some better genetics in this aspect, some worse in this aspect. So
I just want to pull the conversation back to the whole what we were talking about, just prioritizing quality in our sets. I actually found that recently I haven't been needing that many sets anymore. I've honestly had to pull back on so much weekly volume.
Yeah.
Just
Same here. Yeah.
Same.
I made the best progress ever in 2022 with like averaging out 8 to 12 sets a week on every month, even 8 to 10.
Yeah. I had to pull my quads. I had to pull back sets on quads to like 7 sets.
Yeah.
Dude, I have 6 sets a week on quads.
See, that's another misconception too, bro. Like I see people doing like 5, 6 sets of 10 to 15, 20 reps on.
But how many of those reps were quality?
Exactly. So it's like you have to think it to yourself. It's like, all right, yeah, like the hardest, because it's kind of like a concept of like, if I'm working harder, I'm gonna have the better physique. I think it's more like, how can we get the most? It's always how can we get the most? If you can do less and get the same amount of progress, would you do it?
Why not?
Yeah, why not? Why would you do so many? Why would you do so much more volume? When
less stress on your connective tissues,
amount of
longer
progress. Yeah, with less volume,
less injuries.
So yeah, but yeah, it's
yeah, sometimes it's more mindset, which is like very much developed in many, not only trainings, like, oh, work, I need to work more hours until they get burned out, or create low quality work with everything in life. I think like sometimes people have like this more.
Yeah.
I think at the start of our off season, I was doing 12 sets a week of quads.
Yeah.
And then as I started learning how to like allocate sets better, I was doing all my lengthened quad work, right? And I was like, dude, this is making me really fucking sore. I wasn't recovering in time by my next lower body session. Yeah. And I was thinking about it. I was like, okay, well, shit, I had like 6 sets of lengthened quad work in one session. And then it's more like the lengthened work that you get sore from, right?
Yeah.
But I knew to pull back on the lengthened work. And even now, like 3 sets of like lengthened quad work, and I'm already fucking sore.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Good amount. So now I
the
just put
intensity you put into the set and the focus you put into the set, man.
Yeah.
Too like and yeah.
Now I just put a lot more sets into the shortened position on quads for things like leg extensions, things that don't create too much fatigue leading into the next session.
Yeah, man. Yeah, for sure. If your execution's good with the right load and just the right focus and intensity on a set, bro, all you need is like 2 to 3 sets per movement, man.
Yeah, like when I used to do like 4 or 5, let's be real, I probably wasn't training hard the first 3 sets or so.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Like right off the first rep, you should be like fucking super focused, you know what I mean? And like almost feel, you know what I mean? Like feeling like you can't do much after that first couple reps, right? Well, I have a question though. How do you find a happy medium between like getting that stimulus and then, you know, feeling like you did work and actually getting the most out of the work? Because the reason, like I was gonna say, I was watching a fitness YouTuber. I'm not gonna say the name, but he would start it off with doing like 5 sets of like curls or like 10 to 20 reps, right? That's how he started the workout. And I think it was just mainly because he felt like he was, you know what I mean? Most of them, they feel like they're doing, like they're growing because of that feel, you know what I mean? That lactic acid buildup after that pump, right?
Yeah.
What do you guys think is a good tip for like someone that's beginning and like trying to find like I guess a happy medium between like feeling like they put in enough work and actually just getting the most out of the work that they're putting in?
That's not, I say on paper, if you can do 5 sets of 20 reps with the same load, go the fuck up and load.
Yeah. You feel like that, then you're saying that maybe you're just not training intense enough?
Yeah, 100%. If you can get the same amount of reps for 5 sets straight, like you need to go up and load.
Yeah, it was almost like a warm-up thing that I saw. He was like, oh, I started this off as a warm-up. Like what?
Like the first set, you're already sandbagging it like crazy. If you can do the same amount of reps the next 4 sets, like let's be honest, I don't care how long you're resting. Like
Yeah. I know my answer to the question. I just wanted to kind of get feedback from you guys. Like, what do you think? Like if you've seen someone, I guess a beginner, we'll say, because this person that I was watching wasn't a beginner and he had a great physique. But Yeah, I was just like, what the fuck? Like this is a lot of
It's basically like warm up, but also like warm ups would create like pre-fatigue during the actual working load. So you don't get much stimulus out of it. You get maybe a good warm up, but also the warm up creates some fatigue. So you get the worst of both worlds, like fatigue, like pre-fatigue, but also no good stimulus. So, but you feel like you achieved something. That's like this mindset of, okay, damn, I did 5 sets, 20 reps. So you get that sense of achievement, but you should not get tricked by that sense of achievement by getting like a good stimulus. What if that's the main goal, to just get like a little, like, I don't know, like a 1 hour high, that's fine. But if your main goal is building muscle, you should know like what are the steps to building muscle. The same, like, okay, eating clean maybe feels good, but you don't track your calories. It feels good, but it doesn't lead to weight loss. So if the goal is weight loss, the best way to go about is tracking your calories. So that's what I always think, like, what is the best way to what leads towards the goal? So being clear about the goal and then just doing these things necessary. That's like the easiest way to put it. I always tell people.
I also think instead of just depending on how you feel all the time, maybe record some sets. See if you're actually going anywhere near failure.
Yeah, true.
Because most people,
that's a good one.
Most people, they stop when it starts to burn, but really they had at least 5 left in the tank. Let's be honest. Like gun to your head. Let's think, gun to your head. Yeah. You just finished the set. And if someone told you to do 3 more or else they would kill your family, would you be able to do those 3 reps? You know?
Yeah. This one, or they change up execution altogether once it's getting hard, right?
Yeah.
It's also
another thing I see too is like the execution, like fast as fuck. You know what I mean? Like you're just moving, you're just trying to move the maximum amount of weight by all means, almost.
Yeah, let's move the muscle. Yeah.
By all means, and instead of just kind of getting the most out of, like, say if it's a bicep curl, like why are we fucking swinging on our first couple sets? Like maybe that's okay if you're going to failure and it's the last couple reps you're trying to kind of crank out, like just the, you know what I mean, that's fine. I would say that's not a bad thing, but you know, when you're fucking getting like 20 reps and you're just like curling with your whole body,
call me crazy, but I think the hard work is when someone can actually maintain that technique, and they'll grind through that rep even if it takes like 5 seconds. They're going to still maintain that same technique. They're going to understand that it's just going to be a lot slower, and that's how it should be. Reps should slow down if you're actually going anywhere near failure. They should slow down, but if you can maintain tight technique, everything stays standardized within. I mean, obviously there's some like there should be some range for some error. You know, obviously you're not going to, if at the end of curls, maybe your shoulder doesn't stay like perfectly in place, it comes forward a little bit. Obviously, as long as you're not swinging it up there, you know.
Exactly.
Always a fine line. So it's, definitely.
Oh yeah, let's talk about the progress you made all this offseason. We'll go to, like, I guess more personal stuff. Shit, I think all 3 of us in general, man, with the cast bullshit, it's been paying off, man.
I think so too.
For sure, man. I didn't see it. For me personally, with the back progress, I didn't see it until like started dropping weight. I'm like, oh shit, now I can start seeing the back muscles. Start popping. It's gonna be ridiculous.
I noticed in your rear relax.
Yeah,
that was like the first shot where I was like, oh fuck, man,
oh shit, now I see what it's.
The taper got better.
Yeah. What happens when you focus on bodybuilding and no more powerlifting? Works wonders, man.
Easy. Who knew focusing more on bodybuilding would bring about better bodybuilding results?
But the cast bullshit, bro. That Berto has.
Do you think you're back the most improved?
I think I'd say so. Yeah.
Okay. It definitely looks that way, man.
Because honestly, I thought my back, like in previous previous contest preps and just like in general, I thought my back was a stronger point. But when I did my last prep, I'm like, oh shit, what the fuck happened to my back? Yeah, I felt like I've seen it better before. So this go around was like, all right, there it is. That's the look that I'm, you know.
I think preps are also very sobering in that they show you what your true strong points are, because when you're deep in the off season, you have fat on you. Some areas look really good, right?
Yeah.
And then you peel it off and you're like, oh fuck, that was mostly fat.
Yeah. What do you think,
and
though?
then it's
What do you guys think? Like, just looking at my physique, what do you think that like I gained the most out of? I think it's either, well, we focused on arms and back, so I think
Your arms for sure.
arms
yeah,
as
arms and
well,
back,
dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, like arms and back for sure, man.
Yeah,
Arms and back for you. Your chest has always been dense.
yeah, and that's what we wanted to kind of focus on. So I'm glad it's fucking paying off.
That's good, man. No, I'm happy. Happy to see it.
You will see like the deeper you go into the cut, to like especially the lower body. I feel like lower body wise, you see the improvements just when you get a little leaner. Like fat on the legs, dude, they always look like sticks. I feel like
yeah, I haven't been posting much on my lower body, even before my hamstring tear, just because it's like, I don't know, not to say it's awkward, but I'm fucking always. I haven't been wearing shorts because it's been cold.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's just been weird to be like, I don't know. My homies that I work out with are not into bodybuilding, so it's like if he's gonna film me and then I like pull down my drawers, it's just like a little bit weird. And that on top of
you get them used to it, bro. You break them in.
That's true. That on top of like just being in a commercial gym where like it's hard to like get into the posing room for a long time because there's people that wait in line. There's one posing room, people wait in line for it. You know what I'm saying? So
that's wild.
Because there's a lot of bodybuilders. There's a lot of people like influencers and people that post a lot on Instagram. So it's like
they wait for it though, like it's the restroom.
Almost.
That's wild.
No, it's not like that long, but like there's always someone in there, bro. It's
I can imagine straight lighting in that and everything.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's tough. It's tough.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. That's mine in regards to progress. What about you guys? What do you think that you kind of, I guess, got out of this or progressed most during this off season so far, I guess?
Yeah, we'll be throwing up some pictures too, so it's not
just
that's
right. Yeah, I'll throw some pictures.
Saying shit out of our asses.
Yeah, because definitely, we made some huge progress. What do you think, Dirk?
Yeah, I think like for me, definitely my upper body improved everywhere, like chest, back, arms, even shoulders. Like definitely a huge improvement. I think quads also somewhat, and hamstrings also a lot. I think even like glutes and hamstrings will be much different next year. But maybe even quads, like sometimes quads, I definitely improve, but not as much compared to the rest of everything. But maybe when I get lower in body fat, like especially on quads, we see that usually like when we get lower in body fat. But overall, I would say like the whole upper body improved greatly for me, I would say.
Dude,
like,
your arms on the leg extension, the picture you posted on your story.
Oh, yeah.
That shit looks Photoshop. Your tricep
I know, right? Yo, what was let me ask you a question. What was your focus? Did you have a focus? Like, for me personally, like Berto was like, let's focus on arms and back. Did you have any like focus?
Was arms only actually, but the back improved also a lot, I think, just from the cast bullshit.
I mean, everything's gonna go. I feel like everything's gonna progress, but it's like, did you have a focus like on just arms? It was just arms that kind of like was a weakness, I guess. And you
more or less.
That up?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think arms improved a shitload. Yeah, very, very good. So overall, very happy with the 2022 progression, basically. But then also a big driver was for me, like, hey, like 2023, I need to bring a much improved package. So that was a big driver during that off season as well for me to really get the most out of it.
Yeah, man. I'm excited for it. It's gonna be a good year, guys. What about you, Brian? I feel like fucking your whole everything is like fucking nuts for you right now.
I think my back,
Christ,
my back came up. It wasn't a weak point in 2021, but that was only because I only learned how to train my lats maybe in 2018, 2019.
Yeah.
So coming into the improvement season, I was thinking there was a lot of room for it to grow because there was only like 2 years where I actually knew how to train my lats, and within those 2 years, that shit blew up. But I was thinking, what happens if I give it another 5 years? Of actual intentional training, knowing how to bias my upper back versus my lats, and not just doing pull-ups because people told me to do pull-ups or doing
back.
Like a few years ago, everyone was just saying, "Oh, do one vertical pull, do one horizontal row." It was more generalized. It was
and it works for the general. You know what I mean?
It works. If you're a freak of nature, you could have blown up with advice. Let's be honest. But I think my upper back, I think it's finally grown a little bit just from all I do a lot of chest supported dumbbell rowing. I think you guys have seen that.
Yeah.
My delts, I've noticed much more in my rear delts.
Yeah.
Likely from all the rowing and all the rear delt isolations I do these days. It's like a rear delt pull around kind of.
Yeah.
So I get that similar stretch in the lengthened position.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah, that's what I love about the Birdo raises, I call them now.
Yeah.
The dumbbells.
I also have to do my new
That's
programming.
very fucking innovative, bro. Just with the
those are similar to like the wrist tight cable laterals we do, Dirk.
Yeah. Yep.
Yes.
Exactly. Just with a dumbbell. It's
I've been doing those with a cuff recently. Whew.
That's
what do you mean? How do you do it? What do you mean?
Like like an ankle cuff?
You put it on your wrist.
You put it on your wrist? Yeah.
Oh shit.
And it kills me after my sets. Like I don't post it, but like after my sets, I'm like, oh fuck, like I'm on like the ground.
Yeah. That's how I am too.
Massage it.
That's so good.
Yeah.
And then just like trying not to launch myself out of that lengthened position.
Man.
Very easy. Just swing that first part.
Yeah.
That top area can be easier. So it's like just trying to take your time out of that bottom portion.
Yeah.
It's been huge for my delts recently. Let's see. Chest is coming along actually surprisingly well.
That's
I think
good.
I'm almost at it.
I think this guy's naming every muscle group.
I think my
you get it, bro. It's everything.
I think, dude, because then at my body weight right now, I'm like 179. I was looking at my past training logs at 179.
Yeah.
And I think I'm in like all-time PR territory on my presses, and it's much stricter now with techniques. So I'm fingers crossed. I think there's some good growth coming. Like I can see like upper pec.
Training in the garage must be
like
so good, bro. Because like I'm not gonna lie, bro. When I'm at the commercial gym and people are just pushing heavy ass weight around you and shit, and you're working out with a friend and they're pushing heavy weight, my ego kicks in.
Yeah, you just want to get all primal and shit. You
bro.
Yeah.
And like just being alone. That's why oh man, I found a good like not that I like training alone. I like training with people too, but training alone is just there's
a different animal.
You just zone out, you know what I mean? And you don't have to worry about anything. And
because
anyone.
Back when I used to train at a commercial gym, my university gym, it's like, oh, that felt really easy. Maybe I should go up.
Yeah. And then you see your friends going up in weight. It's like, fuck.
Yeah, and the weights are there. I don't have those weights here. I literally don't have heavier weights.
Yeah, man.
I can go heavier if I wanted to, so it's perfect.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's see. My quads are pretty improved.
Yeah,
I actually have visual proof of that because I think this is the leanest they've ever been at this body weight, and my body fat distribution isn't too different in my upper body right now.
Yeah.
It's pretty well balanced. It's always been pretty well balanced, but historically, I've always stored most of my fat in my lower body. So if I can see like my fucking, I mean, you saw the picture I posted yesterday. Like, I can see my quad sweep like in the off season right now. Sometimes I can see feathers when I flex them.
Oh shit! Now. No way.
Yeah. And I'm like 30 pounds above stage weight, so I'm almost 40 pounds above stage weight.
Fuck.
This is exciting. It's exciting.
That is exciting, bro.
And then
2026 when he's fucking competing, guys. So it's we're not even close.
I've been on, bro. I've been so excited to train this year, man.
Just keep the same like intensity like the whole way. It's gonna be sick.
Yeah.
You make me go back to gaining, but
nah, dude. Give me some time to catch up.
Nah, I have a bone to pick with this, but after this, then I'll definitely.
I got a bone to pick in 4 years, but or 3 years now.
Oh yeah, this will be the 2026.
We all will be there. 2026 is gonna be a crazy year. I'm trying to recruit a lot of people aside from us three.
I know. I've been seeing this guy tag everyone.
Yeah, no, I'm like James, Leroy, the whole fucking Natty News.
Everyone, Natty News, Natty Boys, everyone.
I'm trying to get what's his name? Damn, I forgot his freaking name. I can't. I'm getting a brain fart, but I'm trying to get all these people to compete in 2026.
Sick, dude.
I think my hamstrings have grown. I can't see it.
Everything, bro.
I was talking to Dirk about this. When we're fatter, when we have more body fat on us, our hamstrings just go. They're just gone.
Yeah.
Like I didn't have.
Doesn't then that's a fucking great sign.
I didn't have hamstrings last season.
Yeah.
But I didn't do much hamstring work. Let's be honest. I did mostly squat, bench, deadlift. I was like, oh, I'm squatting and deadlifting. That's gonna cover all my bases for lower body. Fuck no, wrong. Do your hamstring curls. do hinges, like actual hinges, not sumo deadlift.
Yeah. This guy just fucking progressed there all around. It's actually insane.
This would be nuts.
I'm fucking hyped, man.
Yeah, it is. It's fucking I'm hyped for you. Shit.
Yeah,
and
and
we're
we're
going. While
still
we're
3 years out.
while we're losing muscle, you're gaining.
I'm trying to close the gap little by little. Just keep
Dirk.
prepping, guys. Prep 2023, prep 2024, 25 if you want to. Give me some time to catch up.
There we go.
What would you say? So all of us, made a lot of back progress. What was your favorite back exercise right now? Like what? Or I mean, I was gonna say, what do you think is your or was the most effective, I guess, back exercise? But that's kind of like a weird question to ask. I guess I'll ask more. What's your favorite back exercise right now? Cool.
Go for it, Dirk.
I would say, I like let them cable rows right now. That's like one of my favorites.
Yeah,
They're
I like
nice.
that too.
Yeah.
Shit, it's so anything lat biased. I feel like for me,
so nice.
Those are so fun. Like because you really feel it if you're doing it right. You really feel it. So I don't know, the pull arounds and all the N1 pull
all that.
Bias,
also upper back rows, I like them as well.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh
yeah. My favorites are the pull rounds right now. That took a while to actually nail because at first I was doing more of just a regular iliac pull down, so just in front of me.
Yeah, just in front of you. Yeah.
And then over time, I started rotating into the working arm. Like I was trying to like understand how that worked.
Same.
So pull arounds and then lat bias rows. Those have been insanely nice. Like you can push them so fucking easily. Like there's no risk, nothing involved. You can just keep pulling.
Yeah.
Really nice, especially with the rotate handles, the Prime Fitness rotate handles. I know Dirk knows. I know Dirk knows. Yeah, he knows about that.
You have Prime Fitness handles at your gym, Dirk?
I have them, yeah.
Oh, sick. Yeah, I just have the mag grips. Mag grips do the job though.
Yeah,
mag grips are cool.
I just like that the rotate handles, like even if you want to like pronate a little bit, you can. Yeah. Especially for upper back work. Like I would love to use it for upper back work just so I could like rotate my wrist if I wanted to.
Just the more freedom is always
it's nice.
Just so much more
especially with upper back stuff. With my lat stuff, I get a bit more locked in. Yeah. My upper back though, I feel like there are more moving parts there. So
yeah. So back, what else? What is your favorite arm workout? Bicep, tricep, let's say. Bicep.
Oh,
you guys train biceps isolated?
Yeah. I just don't like any of my arm stuff.
No?
Me too. Like maybe just classic cable dumbbell curls. I like them. Classic cable curls.
You guys just keep it very
triceps.
Basic.
I do like lateral like tricep extensions for like the lateral head of the triceps.
Yeah, I like overhead right now. Like really.
I started doing those recently. It's like the bilateral version, just because I kind of want to be more time efficient.
Yeah.
So,
those are good.
I set up the cables like kind of high, and then I have it overhead like this.
Yeah. I've tried that before.
It's nice. Like if your upper arm aligns really well with the cable, you feel it really nice.
Yeah.
Like I can't like out of this position. Sometimes I get stuck like right here. I can't go past that.
Putting
it hits you.
So what about bicep? You just do a normal bicep curl. That's I see you do that normal kind of dumbbell bicep curls.
Oh, Dirk?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, I like that as well. Yeah, that's also nice fun.
Like the seated variation, right?
Yeah.
I always had an issue with that one because it would always hit my legs.
Yeah, I don't fully supinate. I keep it like semi.
Oh, okay.
I see. Kind of. Okay. So I like that. Yeah.
Gotcha.
What is my favorite? I've been liking the single arm movements. Like single arm, just tricep pull downs or single arm overhead tricep. Just
that's all nice of them. Yeah.
If I had unlimited time in the day, I would do single arm everything. I think for biceps, I don't even like training biceps, but what do I do?
You don't like training Yeah.
I do. Oh, I like the
love training biceps.
The face away curls to train the length position. The face away curls.
Oh yeah, that's why. Yeah.
Those are nice. They're fucking brutal.
You use the handle or no handle?
I use the handle.
I use the thick handle.
Yeah, it's like the Kaz handle from Prime Fitness. It's nice, man. Like, oh my god,
Yeah.
It burns. It burns.
Work a lot of forearms too, huh?
What's that?
Because the grip's like thick.
Oh no! Actually, because it's so thick, it actually takes some of the grip out of it for me, honestly.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like it just fits in your hand, and you can.
Okay. I think I've used them like one time.
Yeah. Honestly, they're kind of overhyped, but if you can have nicer, more ergonomic equipment, why not?
Yeah. Oh,
Definitely.
you know what? It's not thick all the way through. Pause. It's like it's thick, and then it kind of curves like into like a thinner part, right?
Damn, bro, what are you talking about right now?
I don't know. No. It sounds crazy. So we'll just segue into something else. What about for adults?
Dumbbell lateral raise.
I've been loving just anything. Yeah. I've been loving the cable stuff.
The cable.
Yeah, the cable. Even behind the back before, because I just started doing the Birdo raises. So I like that right now. I think that's like my favorite right now. But before, I was doing like behind the back cable lateral raises. That was real good. Yeah, and that's what that was my favorite for sure.
I think that's my favorite right now.
Yeah, you do it behind the back too, or do you do like
I do it. It's more in front, and then it goes into like a. Let's see. Yeah, it's like slightly in front of me.
Oh yeah. Okay, but you're still overloading that lengthened position because you come across.
Yeah, because it's at wrist height, so it's like you're kind of opposing it.
Oh yeah, that actually I like that one. I was doing that one too.
Yes, that's the best one. Like
the wrist height, and then you're just kind of yep. Birdo had me doing that for a little bit.
My delts like after fuck, they're burning like hell.
Because you come across the chest and.
Yeah,
I honestly like all my delt stuff. Like I was doing those the head supported lateral raises on with the dumbbells.
Head supported laterals, good. They good.
Oh yeah, I seen that. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
dude, those are nice. They lock you in. You cannot move.
Yeah.
Like if I start struggling, I just drive my head into the pad.
Yes.
Stabilize, and then like you can keep going. That's the thing. Like even if you can't go all the way up, like even you can just finish up with partials.
Yeah, exactly.
With that kind of movement when it's that strict.
Yeah. So good, man.
What about for legs, quads,
hamstrings? Pendulums.
Fuck.
You have I have a pendulum, bro, but it's not even like it's in a part of a gym where you have to pay extra money.
Hey, right? Yeah, the premium side. That's stupid.
It's like the strength facility, and it's like an extra like $70 a month or some wild shit.
That's ridiculous. Honestly, I think if you for a pendulum.
Yeah,
that's a bit much though.
So it's like whatever. I'll just do a leg press or a hack squat.
You know how hard it is to find a pendulum squat in California?
Yeah.
I can't find it at any gyms nearby.
Yeah.
But I'm hoping to buy this one like a rack attachment.
Yeah.
It should be able to help me do pendulum squats. So that's the plan for the near future. But right now I'm really enjoying the heel elevated SSB squats I've been doing for the past 2 years now. Oh.
Yeah.
2 years. Those have been nice, man.
And the lunges?
What's up?
The lunges?
Bro, the quad bias ones? No. If I did both of those in a week, I cannot.
Yeah. Those look so fucking crazy, bro.
When I got better at them, bro, like when I got better at like getting more knee travel, I started wearing Romelio 2s, the squat shoes.
Yeah.
With a 20-degree wedge.
Oh, yeah, it's insane.
Oh, fuck, man. There's so much forward knee travel. Like my right knee started giving me some issues. I had to pull back pull back on some of the lengthened quad work. Yeah. So I just honestly took out the split squats. Those 2 sets.
What about for hammies? I think for hammies we can all agree with RDLs.
Yeah.
Oddly enough, RDLs, I tore my fucking shit doing RDLs.
I like
I still love you, RDLs. You got a love-hate relationship.
Honestly, I like RDLs, but I think I've been preferring the 45-degree hip extensions more lately.
Yeah.
Also really nice.
Glutes and hams. It's been really nice for me. Do it for kind of like as a hybrid.
Yeah.
Yes.
I like having at least like one movement that's like my posterior chain hybrid movement. You know, the one that like just basically covers a little bit of everything.
Oh,
yeah. Those are nice though, because you're just locked in.
Yeah.
Your hips are moving anywhere.
Up and down. Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly.
I got really good at the leg press too. So I guess the leg press would be because I never really last prep I was using a leg press, but I only had a weird leg press at a
It was like Star Trek or something, I think.
Yeah, it was like a
shitty brand. It's like the hotel gym brands.
So this time around, I was able to get on a squat press and just the angled leg press. I like those.
Cybex?
Was that Cybex?
Cybex?
Yep. Cybex.
Yeah, that one's nice. It's just you have to load so much weight.
You have to load
though.
so much weight. Yeah. So I was doing
gotta
like
do-
9 plates. Yeah.
I used to do them single leg because I didn't want to load up like 8-9 plates.
Yeah. Dude, Sean today, fucking this guy loads up where it's max, and then he has those like extenders. He has the extender, so he throws it on the end and he just throws like 4 more plates on. I'm like, Jesus.
God damn.
He's insane.
Bro, yeah, at that point, I would just do single leg. That sounds exhausting.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, all the way.
It looks cool as fuck. It probably breaks the machine too, but...
Yeah, either you do single leg or you just pay someone to re-rack your weights.
Yeah.
One of the both, man.
Yeah. But yeah, man. I guess we're leading toward the end of the show.
Yes, sir. You got to sleep soon, huh?
I feel like we covered everything. What else do you have to? I feel
Yeah.
like
I think so too.
I think that's pretty much
anything going on in the natural bodybuilding world right now that you guys want to.
It's quiet.
Yeah.
World's just
I mean,
Yo,
both competition season, right?
everything except for what's your name's Kendall. Kendall's about to compete at the Arnold in March.
Yeah, Arnold. There's
8 weeks out.
That's
Jeez.
really interesting.
That's
Close,
sick.
man.
If this guy could pull off getting the IFBB Pro card, that'd be pretty cool.
Oh,
Be a world champ and IFBB Pro.
Yeah.
World champ.
We'll see.
I'm what should we call it? I'm hyping it up right now. I don't even know if he's doing worlds.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on this year. We'll see in a few months.
Yeah,
you know,
see. Yeah,
it's quiet. World's just ended. People are enjoying their seasons. People are getting ready to start their seasons.
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
Quite part-time period right now, basically.
Yeah. And then in the spring, that's when we start having things come up, and then the dogs come out in the fall.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, I'm gonna finish with this. You have one tip for a beginner coming into lifting. I think we always do this, but a different tip from the last time you said. A training tip. How about that? We'll be more specific now. One training tip for a beginner, that's starting to lift, that wants to get, maybe not even get into bodybuilding, maybe just someone that's just trying to build muscle. One tip.
Chase the stimulus, not the load.
Chase the stimulus, not the load. That's
and yes, and with this comes hand in hand, basically, quality over quantity. Focus on just a handful of movements, like just a little bit, and try to master these movements. And then the skill comes where like, okay, that's how I master movement. And then it goes like when you add some more movements in the future, I would first focus like on these few movements to master them, because we don't need much as a beginner, right? So that would be a key. Instead of like throwing much more in, just focus like on a handful of stuff.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah. And I guess what would mine be? I think you guys kind of covered it, but here's one. Man, focus on movements that you like doing. I think sometimes like beginners think too much, like where it's like what's the best movement for biceps? I always get these questions like DMs.
What's the best
movement for back?
Upper chest movement?
You know what I mean?
That's what I get sometimes.
Yeah, do a movement that covers that, and if you like it, that would be the best for now, right? Like, because they're like, you learn, and you learn just like how we kind of adapted and learn how to train the back better over time, right? After like 10 plus years of training, right? You learn over time, but I think what's most important is doing stuff that's enjoyable in the gym.
Yes.
Like, what do you like to do?
Not all or nothing. It's basically like you progress like more and more. Like this sport is always like there's no finish line. It's always like you get better,
honestly,
better.
You don't have to do what anyone says optimal. Do what the fuck you want.
Do what you like doing, because it's gonna keep you motivated in the gym. You're gonna have fun, so that's gonna just keep you motivated. Because a lot of people just lose motivation too. So it's it's about just like what you can adhere to, what you enjoy doing is probably gonna help with that. And that's my biggest, my number one tip of the day.
Of today, yes, sir.
Yeah, man. Right. Yo, it was nice catching up with you guys, man. We gotta get another one soon. If there's any we had we'll go over the comments later, but we if you guys have any comments, any questions, any concerns, man, we love reading your comments in the YouTube comments. So comment down below, man. Love, hate, whatever. It's all good. But yes, yeah, you can find our socials. Where can we find you guys, Brian?
At Giraffe Bra on Spotify. What the fuck am I saying? On Instagram.
Yeah, you're a fucking artist now, bro.
I mean, I am.
Let me find out. Giraffe singing, boy.
I also am Giraffe on Spotify since y'all keep asking for playlists and shit. So
let me find out. Giraffe is a freaking rapper or singer, bro.
On SoundCloud.
Yet rapper. Yo.
On Spotify.
Oh, bro. Dude, it's not even late where I am. I don't even have
Yo, people are asking about putting the podcast on Spotify. I gotta figure out what's the process. I think you have to pay, but we'll see. Where can we find you, Dirk?
Dirk MOH / on Instagram.
Yep, and mine is Wayne Carmona on all platforms, man. Wayne Carmona on all platforms. Wayne Gaines, the Natty Boys podcast. What is episode 14? I think 13, 14.
Yeah,
boys, good job.
There we go. Peace out.
Let me get a thumbnail.
Wait.
Go check it.
Like that.
Oh, you're just gonna screenshot this?
Yeah. All right, cool. All right.
Nice.
Good shit. We will end it here.
That was a good one. That was a fucking good one.
That was fun.
Oh, yeah.